that kind of makes me think of a video I was watching the other night. Somebody that's got a lot more experience than me and has been riding a lot longer than I have was talking about how much bike is too much bike. And ordinarily I would take something like that and just be like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. There's no such thing as too much power. But the way he was talking about it, it kind of sounded like me a couple of, every now and then, and it made me think a little bit. What he was saying was, if there's a certain amount of power that you have that you're not really going to legally be able to use it on the road, and it gets to a point where just for you to run through the gears, you need to be going so much faster than all the car traffic around you that basically everything else on the road is just something in your way. And the reason I kind of thought about that was, as I'm weaving, trying to progress through traffic, because most of the car traffic is usually just things that are in my way. A lot of times I'll leave it in 6th gear, and if we're going the speed limit, which is going to be either probably 45, 55 miles, hey buddy, 45, 55 miles an hour, I'll leave it in 6 and just give it some gas, get around who I need to get around, and kind of stay on the throttle enough to make a little distance between us. I'll look down, I'm doing 80 miles an hour. That's not cool. You want to run 10 over, that's fine. And you want to run 25, 35 over, that's a reckless driving ticket. That's 6 points on your license. Your insurance is going to go way up, and depending on what your driving record looked like before you got that, you might just lose your license. So, I mean, as far as that goes, I realize I need to chill out just a little bit with that kind of stuff. I'll admit that. But it's so fun to go fast. What's not fun is thinking you're going to accelerate just a little bit, and then you look down at the speedometer and you're going way faster than you expected to be going. Like take me to jail kind of speeds, when all you wanted to do was get around the car in front of you and do it fairly quickly. And that kind of goes back to me talking about how I didn't want to have an adversarial relationship with the other cars on the road, and especially the police, because that's one job that I got a whole lot of respect for, and they don't get paid nearly enough, and I don't want to be out trying to antagonize those guys. My encounters with them in the past have always been pretty positive. I've never got a ticket I didn't deserve. I've had some, let's call them speeches, that I've had to sit through that I'd rather not have. But I had those coming too, to be honest. Wasn't like I got pulled over for not doing anything wrong. I've not always got what I deserve, but I've always deserved what I got. I'll admit that. But it's also kind of like I said yesterday, there's a time and a place for cutting between cars and weaving through traffic and trying to make speed just for the sake of getting in front of everybody. And then there's times like this where it's just an endless line of back bumpers to look at in front of you, where all that aggressive driving really doesn't serve any purpose. You're not going to get ahead of all this. So yeah, sometimes I do need to just chill a little bit.